Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Ready to relax, buddy. I'm good.
Thanks so much for doing this for me, or
Not a
with me.
problem.
Okay.
So, were you at the so I saw you, Matt Callison is your teacher, is that correct, Professor?
Yes.
Were you at the last Friday when my students came down and taught the W200 class?
No, I'm actually in the W310 class.
Okay.
I think it's the third one of the cell program.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, yeah, we took my class down to Bloomington last Friday.
Oh, that's cool. And you guys taught W200, you said?
Yeah, my students did. My students taught,
That's
and
pretty cool.
then yeah, then we went on a tour of the campus and got to play basketball at Assembly Hall. It was really fun.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty
IU
cool.
basketball is my obsession.
There you go. Cool. All right, so what's
It is.
up?
Okay. So, for this project, I have to interview somebody who has flipped their classroom.
Okay.
And so I have like 10 questions for you. We don't have to do them all though if you don't want.
Okay.
Um, so I guess the first one is, does your school provide any technology to the students?
Okay, so I teach in public school, Washington Township school called Allisonville. It's in Indianapolis, and
Okay.
we provide every classroom teacher has 5 student computers. They're Mac desktop computers.
Okay.
We have one laptop cart, a Mac laptop cart, and one iPad cart to share for the entire school. We also have 2 different computer labs and some computers in the media center.
Okay. Cool. Actually, I think my senior year of high school, I did an internship there for a little bit, but
Where?
that's just a side note at
At
Allisonville.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was, but
So how long ago
that's
was
it.
that?
That was 2 years ago.
I mean, I was at Allisonville 2 years ago.
Were you?
Yeah. Who did you work with?
I'm trying to remember. I worked with a bunch of different kids. I went into a fifth grade room, I believe, and a fourth grade room. And now, of course, I can't remember any of the women's names, but
Was it Mrs. Brown by chance?
the name actually does sound familiar. Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I teach 5th grade at Allisonville.
Oh,
So
do you?
yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Okay.
Okay, never mind.
All right. Sorry, random. Second one. How accepting were your students, colleagues, administrators, and parents about the flipping in the classroom?
The students love it. The students love it. Um, the parents I think like it as well. They're definitely accepting of it. My colleagues, I tell them about it, and they're like, "Oh, that's so great," you know. And I'm like, I can help you get that. I can help you if you want me to help you get started with using this. Like, oh, maybe, but they don't really want
Yeah.
to necessarily, which I understand. But yeah, no one is critical of it by any means. It's people are concerned that it would take a lot of time. But I think it's a good thing.
Okay, that's cool. How many of the subjects do you flip, or do you do it for your whole class?
So I don't flip like all the time. In math, I will flip on occasion if I need to give my kids. See, in social studies, I do more like traditional flipping, where I'm actually teaching a lesson through the video. Whereas math, it's more video tutorials um, that I will give to my kids to help them with homework if I feel like they're going to need the help on the homework. Whereas the social studies is more when I do flip, it's more like this is the lesson, and then we discuss it in the morning.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
social studies is traditional flipping. Math is more just video tutorials.
Okay. Have you found that this switch has been time consuming?
Have I found flipping to be time consuming?
Yeah, or was it just kind of like a natural thing that you had a lot of resources available and stuff?
Well, yeah, it can be time consuming to make the videos. And sometimes, so I use a website called Edpuzzle to
Yeah.
flip. Are you familiar with Edpuzzle at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Edpuzzle allows you to make videos and see what I would. This might be a question down the road, but when I would when I would make videos, I would want to know who was watching it. And it was kind of hard for me to analyze that, and I'd want to know
Mhm.
if the kids were getting anything out of it or if they were just. I would always put a little mystery question at the end, and I'd say, just a random question like, "What's Mr. A's favorite band?" or "What's my dog's name?" And then they would, if they would fast forward just till the end, they would know what the mystery question was. So I wanted something better than that, so I did Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is a website where you can make a video, you embed questions within the video. So you might put a question in at the 2-minute marker, and it pops up on the kids' computers, and it's multiple choice or open-ended. And if it's multiple choice, it's graded for them right away,
Mhm.
which is nice because then you don't have to grade it. Um, yeah, honestly. And then also, if you look back at the analytics, it tells you how many times the kids watched it. So, for example, you might see that one kid watched it 3 times, one kid skipped around and just kind of fast forwarded. And so you can have a conversation with them later. That's not a good idea. Yeah, so anyway, so it can be time consuming. Edpuzzle, you can either make your own videos or pick a YouTube video and put questions in it. And I've found that it's faster actually just to make my own because it's hard to find the perfect video that
Yeah.
hits what you want to say. It's just easier to make your own. But
Mhm.
sometimes like you come home and you're tired and you just don't have the energy to make a video.
Yeah.
So I find that it's easier to do it at school. Just turn my easel around, turn my computer on, and just kind of knock it out real fast. Um, yeah, but it can be time consuming. The math tutorials are not too hard. They're pretty easy. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just take a picture of the homework and use my iPad, an app called Show Me, and embed the homework on the iPad, and just use my finger to kind of walk them through like the first problem, like using my finger as the pencil to kind of explain how to do the first problem. Maybe I do that sometimes. And then put that on my wiki page, the video.
Mhm. Cool.
Yeah.
What have you found to be the hardest part and the easiest part of this process?
The hardest part of flipping is I don't know. I guess sometimes the kids' enthusiasm for it goes in waves, and it's like annoying when like 8 kids don't. So like let's say 8 kids didn't do the homework, right?
Mhm.
And let's say I have recess duty that day. So it's like annoying because I have a few kids who don't have internet, so I always let them do it first thing in the morning. But then I only have 5 computers and I have 8 kids and I can't stay in for recess so it's like annoying like that kind of stuff when the kids don't do it because sometimes they won't. Um, so that's kind of the annoying part. The best part is it the easiest or the best part?
Easiest or best part, whatever.
The best part is that I think that they like I get to I get to have their undivided attention. Like when I'm teaching in class, sometimes they're not listening or they're playing in their desk or tuning me out. I feel like with the video, the kids they got their headphones on, they're looking at me. I'm kind of engaged. I'll be with a lot of energy, and it's short. It's like 6 minutes, it's 5 minute, 6 minute video. Like I feel like I have their attention, and so I feel like it's really effective. And the next day when we talk about it, the kids who really watched it understand it pretty well. So that's the best part. I find that it's really effective.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you think this approach could work for special education?
Oh,
Because I'm
absolutely,
also an elementary and special education major, so I'm always
absolutely,
interested in that
absolutely,
aspect.
absolutely. The reason it works that I think so well for special, like autistic kids, are very visual. So this
Mhm.
is making videos, so that's very visual. The video is engaging, and it'll hit a lot of learners. So I think it definitely would work really well for special ed kids. Yeah.
Would you recommend this method to other teachers?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, it's hard to do it all the time. It's tiring sometimes but I think it's very effective.
And then you said you're a fifth grade teacher, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think that this could also be like used in younger grades, or would it be harder to do in like with first or second graders?
I think it's very doable. I think it's very doable. I think if you're doing with the younger kids, I think you might want to hold off until back to school night and kind of walk through exactly what the process would be or what a child would do. I think that a parent would need to kind of see that, but it's not really hard, and the kid could explain it. But I think you probably would want to hold off till back to school night and walk the parents through the expectations and the process, and then you could kind of start doing it, maybe showing how to what they would do if they were home, like modeling it in the classroom first and kind of easing into it. I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Fifth graders have short attention spans, I'm sure. First and second graders do too, and to have their you know a short little snippet of a video where you'll have their attention, I think would be a great thing.
Yeah.
Another
Um,
thing, another great way of using like the flipping idea, I do this with my math a lot. If a kid's absent, I will often actually have a student go out in the hallway and flip the lesson and teach the lesson. I use so Apple has QuickTime, but
yeah.
there's a lot of like video tools on different computers. I record it with QuickTime, and the kids upload it onto SchoolTube. I give them all accounts with that, and it's the teacher is the moderator, and your students can upload videos, and you have to approve it. So they'll take the easel out in the hallway. I'll pick two students, and they'll teach the lesson, and then I upload it and send it to the student who is absent. And so it's just kind of if they watch it, awesome. If they don't, they could watch it first thing in the morning. That's a kind of a neat way, kind of neat twist on the whole idea of flipping, because if a student can teach it, they truly understand it, and then it kind of takes the pressure off of me to do that as well. So,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that idea to make it like a student project.
yeah.
All right. So that's all. Like, well, I guess is there like other than just using Mac and QuickTime, are there any other like technologies that you have maybe just like random like uses in your class that
Yeah.
like you might only have just like one something, but that's not just a normal computer.
Oh, say it one more time.
I said just because I went to the Jacobs that exemplary teaching conference,
Yeah.
and that's actually where I got your name from. But and so like the other guy had the Google glasses, and he only had one
Yeah.
of them. Is there like anything that like I don't know, just interesting other ways to use technology
Yeah,
in
sure.
class?
I mean, I do a lot. I do a lot of cool things. Is there anything specific you're interested in other than flipping?
Um, I don't know, because in our classes we mostly talk about the iPads, and so I
Okay.
know how to like I understand how to incorporate iPads in the lessons, but that's really all we talk about, and so I didn't know if
Okay.
there was just
Do
anything other
you
than.
there? I mean, there's a lot of things. So, are you interested in having your kids blog?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So we do blogs too, and then, but I don't know. That was a really broad question, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little broad. Okay, so you guys do discuss blogs.
Yeah.
How about like using Twitter?
So do you Twitter? No, I don't. I don't actually have Twitter.
Okay, so that would be my tip for you to get on Twitter. And the reason that I
All right.
recommend you get on Twitter is every organization basically in the world right now has a Twitter handle. And let's say you're doing a project on
Mhm.
whatever you're doing a project on, and let's say one of your kids does a really nice job on their project. They make a really cool video or they make a really cool art project. You can just take a picture of it and then tweet it to an organization that will be linked to it, and you'd be surprised how those organizations will tweet back. It's a great job. Your student is a genius. Like for example, we did. I think I might have mentioned this at the ETC conference, whatever. One of my kids made this really cool chatter pick where he made a triangle talk, but he made it talk with Emperor Palpatine, like a Star Wars voice, and it
Yeah.
was awesome. And so I tweeted that to Star Wars in the classroom, and then I got a message back like, your student's a genius, you know. It was really neat. And then I showed it to my students the next day morning meeting, and that's very inspiring. Like, who doesn't want to have their work recognized by Star Wars in the classroom, you know? Or you know, I do this all the time. Like another kid made I forget, it was for capacity, and they made a big king gallon. He had 4 queens, and each queen had 2 princesses, like for gallons, quarts, pints, and cups. And then I tweeted that to Chatterpix, and they responded back saying, you know, they loved it. So anytime you can, a student does a project, if you tweet it out, you know, very often, because Twitter's so short, 140 characters, and every organization has a Twitter feed, and they probably have somebody whose job it is to respond on Twitter. They'll often write you back, and your kids will love to get that gratification, instant gratification and recognition that, like, they're doing good work. So that would be my tip. And then also, like, if you, you know, I use Twitter to connect with lots of different organizations. And, like, you heard of Kane's Arcade? You there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you heard of Kane's Arcade? Caines Arcade.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you haven't heard of it, or you got to watch it on YouTube, it's a little boy making amazing cardboard arcade. Well, anyway, like, I showed that video to my students, and we ended up making our own cardboard arcade. And I tweeted the link to the Kane's Arcade people, and they, I've become pretty close with that organization now. But they were amazed that, you know, the creator of the video Skyped with us. So, and it was all through Twitter. So that's my tip.
Wow, that's very awesome.
There you go. You're welcome.
All right, I will do that.
Cool.
Sure.
And yeah, there you go.
I have
And
a
follow
question,
me.
and I just forgot it.
Okay.
Okay. Will do.
Sounds good.
I had another question, and I forgot what it was.
Okay.
But,
If you remember, feel free to email me, and I'll happily respond.
All right. Well, that's all.
We'll say hi to
All
Matt.
right.
For me.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, I will.
Sounds good. Nice talking to you.
Thank you for your time.
My
It
pleasure.
was nice talking to you.